looks like we're back. All right, looks like we're back. Okay, so, all right, I was in the middle of explaining a lot of Alcatraz's history. I was playing some riffs. It's a great album. It's an easy A plus tier. I think the rest of the band isn't very remarkable. There's some nice backing, but like Yngwie is the one who shines. Graham Bonnet sounds great. This is his best album. This is Graham Bonnet's best album. The thing is, Graham Bonnet doesn't really like carry a band. He needs good players with him. And kind of he was stuck with playing with really good guitar players. I mean, he's a guy who really wasn't like a rock guy. He was an R&B kind of singer. He was more rhythm and blues. Like, he was not really like hard rock guy. He became that. He was adopted into that. We love Graham Bonnet. We respect him. I mean, he's just happy to be out there. He's happy to be working. He's like, hey, this is working. I love this. This is fun. You know? And he had his own kind of cool style. It was very not typical rock, but, it's, there's great songs on this, for sure. I like how it sounds. It's very thin sounding, but like awesome work. But I think it's an A. It's an A. Try not to all right. Okay, so what are we on? We're on Rising Force. Rising Force is it is a seminal work. It is a seminal work. This is the neoclassical Bible. Now, Rising Force was made shortly after or around the time of Alcatraz, No Parole for Rock and Roll. Can I add Heavenly to the list? We'll talk about it. Me and Jason will add it. Actually, here's the thing. Here, let me explain something about the deep dive later. If you have a band you want to add to the list, you can donate to add a band. We actually don't have Metallica on there. Graham Bonnet even sang for Impellitteri at one point. Yeah. Thing is, Graham Bonnet's a very good singer. I don't think he's the best singer ever. I love Graham Bonnet. But the thing is, you can add whatever band you want to the deep dive when we're picking the albums. You could donate to add it to the wheel spin. So Jason and I are going to pick a couple bands. Viewers pick bands. And you can rig the odds. You can lower our odds and have your bands have higher odds. It will be, yeah. Graham Bonnet was on Tony McAlpine. Oh, well, we're still figuring it out. We're still figuring out the format. Basically, we're going to be talking about Primus, and then we're going to do we're going to do Primus. Maybe we could have it an ongoing thing where it's like, because we have a big list of bands, we didn't include Metallica. For instance, people always ask for Master of Puppets. We don't have an interest in listening to Metallica, but you, the viewers, might want Metallica. So you donate $1 and you get Metallica on the list. And Metallica has equal chance. Yeah, my guitar's there. I'm doing a I'm ranking Yngwie's albums. I'm giving them scores based off my color chart. My color chart is perfect. I'll make a post about it later. Death is on the list. Cynic is on the list, I think. We have a lot of death and black metal on there. There's depressive suicide black metal. Psychonaut 4 is on there. We have Joe Satriani. We have Stevie Wonder. We have Prince. We have a lot of different bands and people on the list. We have Buckethead on the list. We haven't posted the big master list yet. But I'll write out all the rules. Basically, it's wheel spins because we have too many bands we want to do. King Diamond is on the list. Merciful Fate is on the list. Grim Reaper is on the list. There's a lot of bands that are on the list. 4 a.m. I'll listen to the stream tomorrow. Teacup, I hope to see you around. Yeah. Okay. So Marching Out is an easy S. Yeah. All of these are. Look, here's the deal. I'm just gonna all of these are required Yngwie. Yeah, got a sub for me. Nice. First off, Rising Force, Black Star, Far Beyond the Sun, Now Your Ships Are Burned. Now Your Ships Are Burned is great. Evil Eye is great. Icarus Dream Suite 4 is pretty cool. It has Adagio. Not the best way he's played it. Little Savage is one of my favorites. Farewell is kind of like the only, not a dud, but it's just sort of a reharmonized version of Black Star. As Above, So Below. Thing is, Yngwie didn't want to make an instrumental album, which is funny because this one got a Grammy nomination in 1986 for Best Instrumental Performance, and it also got on the charts in 1985 in Japan, in Sweden, in the US with pretty much no advertisement at all. This was just kind of almost like a forethought. It was just hey, make an album for Japan or whatever, and then it kind of turned into there was so many requests for people to import the Rising Force album. I'm talking about Rising Force right now. It's the one with the fire and the guitar. It's such an important album. It's the neoclassical Bible. It has very soft, violin-like lines. It has very stuff like that. And Far Beyond the Sun is one of the great instrumental tunes. It's excellent. It's excellent. It's so good. And this came out around the time. I mean, it's funny. It even mentions East 4, which Far Beyond the Sun was used almost unchanged. It wasn't The Great Trial. This is incorrect. This Wikipedia is incorrect. It was The Great Ordeal. But that kind of works as the same. Rising Force is a required monumental album. It's one of my favorites. But the only weak track, I would say, is Farewell. But it is also instrumental. It's interesting his use of classical lines, using Adagio, Albinoni Adagio, and I'm using whatever the fuck I want. Johann Krieger, Bori, Metalum, it wasn't loading up. Marching Out. Marching Out is great. Prelude is the only stinker. It's a minute of just noise. It sucks. But I'll See the Light, excellent. Don't Let It End, excellent. Disciples of Hell, excellent. I'm a Viking, excellent. Overture 1383, Anguish and Fear, excellent. On the Run Again, excellent. Soldier Without Faith. On the Run Again is also a repurposed Victim of the City, which I think was a Steeler thing on the anthology. When will Deep Dive start? I don't really want to miss talks on it. I don't know. I don't know when the Deep Dive on Primus will start. But sometime this week. It'll probably be around midnight. Soldier Without Faith is probably one of the great deep cut Yngwie songs. Caught in the Middle is also really cool. Soldier Without Faith is some of his best work. Like if just, it's 6 minutes. I mean, a little bit of an intro there, but Yngwie's playing is so creative and interesting and raw and so insane. Yeah, Caught in the Middle is really deep. All right. English Affair is great. Yeah, Marching Out is an easy S+ ultimate album to recommend. 45 minutes, good length. Trilogy, 40 minutes. This one is, it's Yngwie's third album. I think the album cover is awesome on it. It's creative, third album, 3 dragon heads. He's shooting the guitar flames. It's awesome. You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget. He has Mark Bowles singing on it. I really like Mark Bowles' voice. Oh, the other thing, yeah, Folding, thank you for the live. Queen, Trilogy is excellent. Thing is, like, Marching Out and, like, Rising Force, the thing that's different, it's not only that, Yngwie leans way heavy into the neoclassical. He and Jens Johansson do these, like, keyboard guitar duels. I have a Trilogy t-shirt. Trilogy, it's probably my favorite. I think Yngwie was like producer on this. It was really like, it's a really great achievement. I mean, there is like drum triggers or what, like there is like computer drums on it, or program drums on like Trilogy. So it's like there is some like sound things, but like I love the songs. Like You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget is great. Liar, Queen in Love, really creative guitar work. Fury, it's an okay song. Fire is great, one of the great solos. Magic Mirror, it's like a drop D tune. Dark Ages is pretty slow and prodding. Trilogy, the other 2 movements in Trilogy is great. The other thing too, I noticed in the third movement of Trilogy, it kind of quotes a lot of things in like the other parts of the album too. So I think Trilogy is honestly, Bowles is your favorite Yngwie singer. Yeah, like I like Soto. Bowles, I think, is probably his most like the best like tenor he had. Soto has a nice cool tone. Joe Lynn Turner has like some smooth voice. I don't think he's the best Yngwie singer. In some ways, I don't even necessarily I don't really like his vocals all that much, but like Odyssey is a miracle album. I mean, if we lost Yngwie in 1987 to the Jaguar accident, that would have been terrible. And Yngwie always wanted to make songs. He really didn't want to do instrumental songs. Like, it's kind of funny that Rising Force is such an important album, yet he didn't even want to make that. It was just kind of like, well, yeah, make an instrumental album. He's like, okay, all right, I'll do some of these old things I did in Sweden. Soto was on Marching Out. Yeah. The funny thing is, I Will See the Light Tonight. The music video had Mark Bowles in the music video, but he was lip syncing Jeff Scott Soto's voice. And then it happened again later. I think on the Inspiration album, they had that issue again. I think. So, which was funny. Okay, Odyssey. So Rising Force is a song Yngwie wrote when he was 15. Memories, he wrote that when he was like in his teens. Krakatoa, that was something he wrote in his teens. Rising Force is one of the great openings that Yngwie has done. This is I had this album when I was in my teens. Yeah, Hold On's a cool song. Heaven Tonight is about the best 80s ballad there is. Yeah. Cool. Ride in the Dungeons. Bite the Bullet's like, it's just like a short little thing. I don't even know why there's that, but I mean, I guess it just had like this octave solo after a bit of Ride in the Dungeons. It's kind of strange. And then Deja Vu, great tune. Now is the Time, another great tune. Faster Than the Speed of Light, awesome. This is a longer album, but some of it could be trimmed, but it's great. All Music gave it 2 stars out of 5. They're retarded. All right. I don't know why you're saying no offense. I don't know, Rooster. You're just saying that as like a non sequitur. Yngwie Deep Dive would be the one to see you guys do the shutdown and talks on for sure. Well, it's like, this is one of those, like, I'm so biased to the about his stuff. Eclipse is great. This is where he got the Swedish band together. So he's got Göran Edman. The entire band is Swedish. It's 1990. It was released January 1st, I think. And it's got some great tunes. I think Göran Edman is one of the best sounding singers. He's got a lot of soul in his voice. He can do these big high voices and stuff like that, but he had problems on the tours. He was a much better studio guy. His band was really good. The bass, Svante Henriksson, he could do like the cello and stuff like that. He was really good. This one, I like listened to this less, but like Eclipse, the last track is awesome. I think this does have some great tunes. Demon Driver was one of the first songs I performed live. Bedroom Eyes was also one of the first songs I performed live ever. Yeah. Um, Devil in Disguise is a great deep cut. I think it's an awesome tune. Great acoustic intro. Um, Heavy drop D stuff. It has an amazing outro too. Really like heavy stuff. Very not typical of like how Yngwie usually plays. Um, and Juice is a cool song. What Do You Want is kind of Demon Driver is one of great tunes. Fault Line is kind of cool. It's very like there's like interesting harmonies. It's kind of like a slower thing. Making Love is great. But also the song. See You in Hell is cool. The it was the Hal Leonard guitar instructional. He did like an instrumental version where he plays the vocal line on guitar. It's pretty cool. He plays See You in Hell. It's cool hearing Yngwie play like the vocal lines of like songs he does. I always thought that was actually pretty impactful on me when I was listening to like when I was learning from like his instructionals and stuff, because like it was like, oh, he plays the vocal line on guitar, and so like I think that really like influenced me to play melodically, play as if it were a voice. I don't want to just shred. I don't really. I would think I'm more melodic than just a shredder. I mean, but I understand like people calling shredders and stuff like that. But it's like Eclipse is a great album. I don't like. Okay, Save Our Love is a cool ballad. Motherless Child is an awesome song. This one, it's somewhere between S and A. So I'm gonna give it this like kind of not sky blue, but it's like it's just sort of this baby blue color. It's somewhere between S and A. So yeah. So anyway, Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice. Perpetual was going to be he was going to use that as the Terminator, the movie The Terminator. That was going to be. I talk about him once in a while. Well, I mean specifically, he plays like vocal melodies on guitar and stuff like that. On like different things I've seen, like, 'cause you know, S&A joke. You don't want to make an S&A joke, huh? So actually, let me look. Eclipse. It's another Swedish album. You had a lot of people on here. Personnel. Fire and Ice. Perpetual was going to be that was going to be how Terminator, the intro to Terminator, the movie Terminator. That never happened, but like Dragonfly is a cool one. Yeah, Perpetual's cool. Dragonfly is a pretty cool tune. I think Yoran sounds amazing on it. I think it's a sick kind of Hendrixy sort of song. Like Yngwie's starting to like add sort of his like bluesy, Hendrixy stuff in here. So he kind of leans into that like bluesiness. So Teaser is a cool tune. I mean, it's like the hair metal 80s stuff is like all out at this point, but it's very like it's a cool single. that kind of has that like heaven tonight sort of vibe. How Many Miles to Babylon is the great epic of this one, I think. Cry No More is very bluesy, the second bluesy one. No Mercy, it has Johann Sebastian Bach's Badinerie in there. And C'est la Vie, I think it's the... has that one. Also kind of bluesy. It's very like slow pace. Leviathan is one of his great instrumental. I think this is like one of those like, oh, here's the other thing. So since Yngwie's already had his car accident, people say he's already done. But the thing is, it's like he just did Eclipse and Odyssey, and I think he's really doing amazing stuff still. Like, he healed, you know? It's not like, oh, suddenly he got, like, it's like over. He never got all of his functionality. I think his songs are getting a lot more deep. Thing is, we're getting into a lot of bluesy stuff. The thing is, people say, like, oh, Yngwie only just goes up and down the same scales. Not really. Like, we're having all these soulful R&B kinds of songs, like bluesy, interesting instrumentation. He's adding orchestral stuff in here. The production is getting better, you know, and it's improving. Everything is improving in my mind. Fire and Ice is a really cool song. It's got a swing to it. And I think it even has like piano in there. Forever is a Long Time. It's kind of like the quick Don't See You in Hell kind of tune, or Motherless Child. I'm My Own Enemy. All I Want Is Everything. Golden Dawn. It's kind of just short. Final Curtain. The ending of this album is 64 minutes. It's very long. So I think the last few songs, it could have just been 10 tracks. With that being said, I think this is still that kind of like baby blue color. Like, not every song, it's a bit thick. It's a bit thick. These aren't like, there are some 10 out of 10 songs on here, and then there's some like 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 kind of songs. Like, just not too great. But like Perpetual, Dragonfly, Teaser, How Many Miles to Babylon, Cry No More, No Mercy, C'est la Vie. There's a lot of buildup to these things. You know, but it's like those 9 songs, really strong, but there's 14 songs. So, yeah, at this point, it's 1992, so like grunge is kind of in full swing. You know, it's past the Shrapnel era, Polydor. It's, you know, he's kind of like, he's sort of making his like move to more European audiences and like Japan. He always did well in Japan. You know, chart listing, Japanese albums chart, rank 1, Fire and Ice. Billboard, you know, Swedish 11, you know, it's like it went gold in Japan. So like he always did better in Japan. They love Fred. Seventh Sign. Okay, so Seventh Sign. This is a shorter album actually. Never Die is pretty cool. So this is one, he has Michael Vescera. Michael Vescera, he already played with like Loudness. Hey, Omamans. What's up? That's why I like Japan. I've always liked Japan. I mean, like the games I played, Yngwie did well in Japan. I mean, like they love shredders. You know, it's Michael Viscera was like, I like Japan since 1992, probably because Final Fantasy Mystic Quest came out around then. What was that? 1991? Yeah, 1992. Yeah, since 1992. So, learning an alien language. Seventh Sign, Never Die is pretty good. I Don't Know is kind of it's kind of cool. Michael Vesera is like, he's kind of his voice can kind of be annoying, but like the production of Seventh Sign sounds bigger. Sounds bigger. Meant to Be is not necessarily a great tune. Forever One is a good ballad. Hair Trigger I don't care about too much. Brothers, this is an uneven album. Seventh Sign is great. Bad Blood, it's kind of just Prisoner of Your Love. I actually like this one. The lyrics were done by Amber Dawn Malmsteen. Amber Dawn cheated on Yngwie with Michael Viscera, and so he was done with her. I think Amber Dawn was also the one Yngwie got raided by police or something, or it might have been somebody else. There was some other person, and it was like a false thing, you know. I think he might have been upset about something. He like punched the wall, and then he like busted up his hand, so his hand was all wrapped up, and he was in a bathrobe, and then they're like, get on the ground. The bonus track on Seventh Sign, Angel and Heat, is really cool. Angel and Heat, it's very like Hendrixy. Yeah, there's some blues in this. Crash and Burn is a great tune. Sorrow is a pretty cool like acoustic duet kind of counterpoint thing. I don't know In the Distance. I don't know that one. This is an uneven album. I would give it like the between A and B rank. So that would be like, it's kind of this, you know, it's like half and half. Seventh Sign is great. Brothers is great. Forever One is great. Never Die is a cool tune. Pyramid of Chops is cool. He play on the live Budokan, he plays a V guitar for that one. He uses the Aria V guitar. Yeah, I think Mike Toronto was on this. Okay. So it's that's a Lawson. Okay. Yeah, kind of uneven. Also, this album did even better in Japan. So Fire and Ice did 100,000 sales. This one did 200,000. So it went platinum in Japan. So he's just doing better and better in Japan. Seventh Sign. Then there was I Can't Wait. I got the order right. I Can't Wait. It was just a couple of songs, and then there were some like live versions of tunes. Power and Glory. Power and Glory was for Nobuhiko Takada, who was a pro wrestler and mixed martial artist. That was his theme song, Power and Glory. It's pretty cool. It's all right. Takada fought Hickson Gracie in Pride. He fought a bunch of people. I remember watching. He never had like a great record. He had a fixed match versus Mark Coleman. Yeah, I'm done gaming. I'm ranking the Yngwie albums, so I'm not even halfway yet. Lost Against Hickson Gracie, Lost Against Hickson Gracie, Mark Coleman, yeah, you got this heel hook. Like Mark Coleman basically was beating up Takada, and then like he went, "Oh no, he caught my leg," and then like tapped out. And they're like, "Hey, Mark, was that match fake?" And he's like, "What do you think?" I don't remember what he said, but anyway, so Ingve wrote "Power and Glory" as an entrance theme for Nobuhiko Takada, so who eventually became Pride Fighting Championship president of that organization, or chairman. So a little bit of interesting thing. I Can't Wait is only for completionists. It's Aftermath, and I Can't Wait, it's like whatever. And Power of Glory is like, it's it's just for completionists. A couple of live takes, you hear how Ingve sounds live, but I mean, the live in Leningrad is like a better live album, and Live Sentence is also better. Ingve was one of the first people playing in like Soviet Russia, before like Bon Jovi and all these other guys and stuff. Probably because his dad had connections, or was like, hey, you should, like, he like reconnected with his dad later in life, and like anyway. Magnum Opus, Vengeance, great tune. This is another Mike Viscera singer. Vengeance is great. No Love Lost is alright. Tomorrow's Gone, pretty cool. The only one, I'd Die Without You, is kind of Overture 1622, great instrumental. It's very like Mozart inspired. Yeah. Bro's learning an alien language. That's funny. Voodoo is a great tune. It's one of these like epic Ingve tunes. Cross the Line and Time Will Tell. Time Will Tell I like. Fire in the Sky, I play that one frequently. Amber Dawn is kind of okay. This one is sort of an uneven-ish album. I would say like it's like a B. The hits are good, but Inspiration. Okay, so Inspiration, these are all covers. The thing is, Ingve's covers, I think he really like the Carry On My Wayward Son is just kind of okay. Pictures of Home is all right. Gates of Babylon, I think he does a great one of that. Manic Depression, In the Dead of Night, that's a cool tune. I think it's interesting hearing Ingve's inspirations. There was like one, I think it was on like a special CD. There was like an interview along with like this, and he kind of talked about like this album and like why it was cool, and like getting everybody kind of back together. So he like featured a lot of his old singers, Joe Lynn Turner and Jeff Scott Soto and Mark Bowles, and he had a lot of people, feature it. It has Kansas, Deep Purple, Rainbow, Jimi Hendrix, UK, Scorpions, Rush, and a few Deep Purple tunes. I mean, it's I think it's cool. Great. The tour, like, he was playing excellent on this. I think the way he plays Mistreated is great. Sales of Sharon, I think he just elevates that tune. One of those things, Uli John Roth even said, hey, Ingve, the way you played it, that's the best I've ever heard it. That's his words. So he tends to do interesting arrangements of these kinds of things. He doesn't just play them straight. And I always appreciated that, you know, wasn't necessarily so I like a lot of this. I'd definitely give it like a B. You know, it's like not every tune has something. I think he also did Gimme Gimme Gimme. Might have been on some other thing. Anyway, Facing the Animal, I think this one is kind of like My Resurrection, Facing the Animal, Alone in Paradise are like really like my favorites on that. So I kind of give this one just like a B. Alchemy. Oh, okay, there's Concerto. Concerto is an easy like A. I love this one actually. I think the orchestra DVD is great, where he plays with the Japanese Philharmonic. That one is better. But this is like a seminal work where he takes a lot of his previous tunes and kind of reworks them in a classical context. You know, I think he had some help to kind of like notate some of this stuff or get everything. It was done very quickly. But it's one of those like ones where people were like, hey, is there ever going to be like another concerto? I don't know if he'll ever do anything like that. It would be great though. Alchemy, this is a great album. I think Blitzkrieg is one of his like signature tunes. Leonardo's kind of long. Playing with Fire is pretty cool. Mark Bowles is singing on this one. It sounds big. It's a big sounding album. Stand is kind of Wield My Sword. Blue is cool. Legion of the Damned, just Damon Dance is kind of 7,400,000, 5,926. Kind of a crazy song. Hangar 18 I don't really care about too much. Voodoo Nights is alright. The Asylum Suite is like kind of his sequel to Trilogy Suite. And then there's God is God on the bonus track. I don't really remember that one. This is a longer album. There are some really cool songs on it. I think it is like an A, even though there are some songs that I don't necessarily care for, but it is one of these like really strong albums. Has some stuff to, you know, UFO kind of things. There's some really intense playing. This is kind of getting into Fat Yngwie realm. He's starting, you know, we've already passed Mustache Yngwie, and he's kind of thickened up, but I think his playing is really intense. You know, I think okay, and then War to End All Wars. It has a Frank Frazetta album cover, really cool. Prophet of Doom is pretty cool. It has the 24th Caprice, Paganini in there. Crucify is one of the great Yngwie tunes. The Wizard is a track that he did early in his career. I think it was called Merlin's Castle. Which is pretty cool. The production on this album is not so good. There is kind of a weak production. Bad Reputation is pretty cool. Catch-22, I don't really know. Masquerade is kind of a cool tune. Molto Arpeggiosa, it's kind of the genesis of like Arpeggios from Hell, I think. Preludium, it's kind of Wild One, Tarot, Instrumental Institution, War to End All Wars, This one's kind of an uneven album. and it's also plagued by production issues. I give it a B. Not bad. I mean, the Prophet of Doom is pretty cool. Crucify is awesome. There is a really crappy live recording of Yngwie playing Crucify with Mark Bulls, and I think it's awesome. I think it's such a badass tune. Such a cool tune. Treasure of the East is okay. Requiem, Funicula hole. Alright, the Genesis. The Genesis, this was like old Yngwie recordings when he was in Sweden. Not necessarily the best recordings. It's sort of like a completionist album. Birth of the Sun is like 9.5 minutes, and it's brilliant. Has not great singing, but I can kind of forgive that for Yngwie being brilliant. Plague in Lucifer's Mind. I think it kind of has like a Motherless Child riff in there. Dying Man is pretty cool, but also is you know, not great singing. Yngwie singing on it, and he just, you know, it's thing is he's also this is also a trio, you know, so it's Yngwie, Marcel Jacob, and Zepp Urgard. Black Magic Suite, I can't remember. I think it might be a kind of a mix of yeah. So this is like based off a 1980 demo. There is like Voodoo Child, and then he like speaks a little bit. Really, it's like the first 3 or 4 or 5 songs. Voodoo Nights is alright too. Like, it's just interesting, sort of like how he takes some songs and he's like, you know, he kind of reworks them. You know, he is limited by what he has in Sweden, and you know, he's just like a teen or like maybe 20 or something. Let's see, 1980. He was okay, so he was 17. He was 17 when the 1980 recordings. So really not bad for a 17-year-old. Might have overdubbed on some things, but it's like he was just dying to make some interesting music, and this was some heavy stuff. And I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant for a 17-year-old. It's like just brilliant stuff. I kind of put it in this like between A and B rank, where it's just sort of this, you know, somewhere in between that, you know, B plus type of thing. Attack. This came out at the same time, basically. This is a great album. Razor Eater, Rise Up, Valley of Kings, Ship of Fools, Attack, Baroque and Roll, Strongholds, Mad Dog, In the Name of God, Freedom Isn't Free, pretty cool. Majestic Blue, really good. Valhalla is pretty cool. Ironclad's okay. It's a pretty interesting like counterpoint in the intro. Decent song. The bonus track's pretty good. Battlefield. And then there's another version of Air by Johann Sebastian Bach. This is a great album. This is big Yngwie, almost pretty much in his prime. G3 is like happening, you know, he gets it picked up for that, and he's just this is good. This is a really good album. It is an A. It is an A for sure. This is where I started like putting the face to the name. Like, I've heard of Yngwie before this point, but like, or seen his stuff, but I just hadn't really like known who he was or anything. Okay, and then Yngwie's next album was Unleash the Fury. So this was based off a late 80s tape where he fell asleep, and apparently he was behaving obnoxious while drunk, and then somebody poured water on him, and so he freaked out, and it was based off an incident where he was like, "You release the fucking fury." And so he made a album based off of how angry he was in the 80s because this went viral. And so it was caught on tape by his drummer, and you know, his drummer just enjoyed like Yngwie's outbursts and antics and things like that. Yngwie has already wrote an autobiography. It was called Relentless. I've read it. I've read his memoir. He wrote it around the Spellbound era. I highly recommend his book. I think it talks about his like philosophy and some of the classic era of his albums. He does kind of rush over some things. He doesn't talk about so much detail and drama as you would maybe think. There are other books that kind of delve into that kind of stuff, but that's kind of from other accounts. It may be more reliable or something in some. It was somewhere around like 2013, maybe 2012. I think when Relentless was. 2013. Yep. I'm guessing. So. Okay, so Unleash the Fury is a huge. He does have an audiobook as well, so it's also on Audible. I did get it on Audible as well. I'm talking about Yngwie Malmsteen's albums. I'm going through his entire career. I am ranking the albums based off my own little stupid color coding thing because there was no tier list thing that I could make. So basically, there are no bad Yngwie albums, and I'm just marking them S tier or anything else. This one is in between S and A tier. And I'm basically just using kind of call letters as you would in airport based off the album. So, for example, this is Rising Force, this is Marching Out, this is Trilogy, this is Odyssey. So I'm currently on Unleash the Fury. First album, well, there's demos. I talked about the Powerhouse demos. That might have been 1978, it might have been 1980. I'm not entirely sure. There's disputes about when those dates were. Healer was 1983. So yeah, Unleash the Fury. Unleash the Fury is a 72-minute album. It is a huge, huge album. So this was like a 3-year delay, which honestly is not that much nowadays. Like having that much time in between albums. I mean, Yngwie's output in albums has been like pretty consistent. So this was one I bought. Locked and Loaded is a great tune. So the past two albums he had Doogie White, who was the last singer. Well, not the last singer, but last real album of. I don't know if it's on Spotify. I don't have Spotify. He had Doogie White, which was on Rainbow's, like the last Rainbow album. I think Doogie White has kind of like an Ozzy voice, Ozzy Osbourne ish, a little bit of mix of between Ozzy Osbourne and Mark Bowles. Yeah, I just had to whip something up. Part of it also was to flex my knowledge of all of his albums. I got some of the ordering wrong, but not too bad. I missed Angels of Love. I messed up the order of Alchemy and Concerto, but everything else I did pretty well, so I got like most of it right. Unleash the Fury, so Locked and Loaded, great tune. Revolution, great. Crack in the Whip, really cool. I'll See the Light Tonight, Doogie White did not sing that on the second album. That was Jeff Scott Soto. Doogie White, I think he had a pretty good voice. He did, he did Attack and Unleash the Fury. This one, it might be an S rank. Locked and Loaded is great. Revolution, great. Cracking the Whip, great. Winds of War, pretty cool. Crown of Thorns, I really like. It's kind of like Ship of Fools. Boogeyman is kind of eh. I think Yngwie sings that one. Kind of silly. Beauty and the Beast, it's alright. Fugetta, this is a Bach piece. Cherokee Warrior is pretty good, bluesy, Hendrixy sound that like Yngwie sings. I like it. Guardian Angel is a really cool instrumental. Let the Good Times Roll is alright. Revelation. I like Yngwie's voice. I think he has a lot of color to his voice. I think he does some. It's one of those like he kind of just spits it out. I think I like his singing better than Steve Vai's. I like it better than Paul Gilbert's. I like it better than Joe and Marty. But like, is he better than Richie Kotzen? No, Richie Kotzen's an amazing singer. Like Richie Kotzen just happens to also be an amazing guitar player along with singing excellently. But also, I will listen to Yngwie sing over Richie Kotzen. So he sings the way he does, but it's like thing is he doesn't sing that often, So Yngwie's kind of like, yeah, man, I'll sing. Like I like the way Yngwie sings. Like he just kind of spits out stuff. He's always done backing vocals, and it's like fine. It's more like he hits notes fine, but it's also like he doesn't get super pitchy. I think he knows his limitations. Like he's wanting to sing more and more lately, but he usually does like one or two songs on like his albums, but he's like becoming a lot more like open to doing kind of his own like thing with these kinds of bigger albums. These are kind of like almost like double albums, at this point. This is like 72 minutes. Revelation, Drinking with the Devil is pretty cool. I like Doogie's voice in that one. He kind of has this like slurring sort of voice. He sounds a bit drunk in it. It's a good character voice. Magic and Mayhem is a really cool. Yeah, it's so I think Magic and Mayhem's really cool instrumental. Exile is kind of cool. The Hunt, Russian Roulette, Unleash the Fury. It like there is some plotting that kind of happens here and there, but I think yeah, Richie Kotzen kind of has an insanely soulful and insane, like, nuts voice. Like, I mean, it's just nuts. I'm gonna call this an S tier album. Like, it has so much to it. There are a couple weaker songs, but like, it's such a thick sounding album. It's just kind of nuts. I think yeah, so Yngwie has his own studio at this point, and so he's like doing a lot of stuff there. Roy Z mixed this album. Bruce Dickinson, Halford, Judas Priest. Okay, so Perpetual Flame was kind of like his big comeback album. He even changed. I saw Yngwie live for Perpetual Flame. This is an excellent album. Death Dealer, he started the show with this. He changed Rising Force. he changed Rising Force. This is also the album that got there was like the Yngwie Malmsteen Award on like Guitar Hero. There was also is Yngwie a better singer than Ted Nugent? Does Ted Nugent even sing on his own albums? Isn't that a different guy? So Death Dealer replaced Rising Force on his tour. I think Death Dealer is an awesome track. John Mayer wish he was Richie Kotzen 2 seconds in. What the fuck? Damnation Game, excellent. This honestly, like, this is one of these. Unleash the Fury might be a. You know what? I'm gonna consider it like a. Hold on. Like a. Unleash the Fury is kind of this like. That, and then Perpetual Flame is easy S tier. I think Death Dealer, Damnation Game, Live to Fight, Red Devil, Four Horsemen, Priest of the Unholy, Be Careful What You Wish For, Capricci di Diablo, Lament, pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a slow version. It's a bit long. Magic City, Yngwie sings on this, is pretty good. It's just nice. 11th Hour is pretty cool. Heavy Heart is kind of eh. Tim Ripper Owens sings on this. This like really brought like Yngwie back. Like it was on Rock Band 2 with Red Devil, Damnation Game, Capricci di Diablo. They were downloadable. They were DLC for Rock Band 1 and 2. That's pretty cool. Angels of Love. I like this one. There was a new track on it. I did like this was kind of like a new wave rendition of everything. Acoustic. It's funny, the magazine's called him Mr. Softy in like the albums. This was kind of a concept from his wife, April Malmsteen. Sang songs like Cat Scratch Fever, Sweet Poontang, Wango Tango. So it's kind of like redoing of like his old songs. It's very minimal acoustic guitar. I do like the orchestrations. It's just kind of a different sort of album. They do sort of they're instrumental. They're not really sung. They are some of his very nice tunes. I give this one kind of like a between B and A. Kind of a B plus album. The AOL, the Angels of Love album. Let's see. Okay, Relentless. This was 2010. I like this one. Overture, Critical Mass, Shot Across the Bow is a really cool instrumental. Critical Mass is awesome. This is sort of like they redid Richie, worked together before Richie passes. That would actually be interesting. I'm doing well, M1P. I'm just ranking Yngwie's albums. So they pretty much made all the songs that they wanted to for Perpetual Flame. Oh yeah. Nihongo wakarimasu. Shabarimasu. はい。日本語がわかります。なんかこれから英語でイングリー・マンスティンの音楽について説明してるね。なんかどんなアルバムは一番最高? You want to learn Japanese? Where are you from? You have a few questions. Yeah. If you speak every day, if you learn Japanese that you're going to use, then you'll get better at encountering Japanese or retaining the information. At least learn katakana and hiragana, and learn like the common kanji. There's like the most frequently used. If you have a Japanese person you could speak with, definitely good. Yeah, you gotta play it. A lot. Here's actually the real thing. If you're learning Japanese from stuff you like if you're learning Japanese from anime you like watching or games you like playing, that's a great way of retaining Japanese. And you have to kind of immerse yourself into it. It's a great way. Marty Friedman actually learned a lot of Japanese. He became very fluent reading dirty magazines. And I actually hear a lot of people learn from dirty magazines. And it was funny because he was taking a correspondence course while he was in Megadeth to like get like, you know, some kind of certificate or something like that. He just wanted to like, you know, do that. Yeah, learn from films. Akira Kurosawa. Yeah, learn from the masters. Something that you can take an interest in. All right, well, I'm not going to have you hijack the stream right now, but, like, let's see. Let me see if I can find the, it's, let's see. Who's the... You could take, I think, the practice. So let's see. You could learn. So there's like the proficiency test. There's 5 levels. There's N5, N4, N3, N2, N1. N1 is like near fluent. N5, you basically know like up to like 500 words. So it's like pretty, you know, basic. Most businesses require N3, which is conversational. N2 and N1, a lot of businesses will recommend that. I don't have tentacles don't speak. Yeah, but it's funny. Like, I mean, like a lot of people, like, I think it's funny because it's like, I mean, the thing about like the hentai way of learning Japanese, where it's like it's something that you are passionate about, and I think like, well, if you're learning music, if you're learning from games, or if you're translating things, like it's a slow process, but if you're using it, if you're speaking it, if you're listening to it, if you're trying to, you know, get into situations where you can talk and like use this kind of Japanese, if you learn the difference, you know, learn polite language. You know, if you listen to kids shows and things like that, they'll have perfect Japanese, polite, everything like that. Ross defending hentai now, it's all making sense. It's just funny. It's just funny that like Marty Friedman, one of my favorite guitar players, like he brought this like stuff to his like correspondence teacher, and she was like a very prim, proper, kind of conservative dressed lady. You know, like not real, like didn't seem like had any kind of risque, any kind of behavior. But she's like, it doesn't matter what you read as long as you're reading. Stuck on letters. I don't know how to start reading, speaking. There are many YouTube videos you could probably look up and like start learning and stuff. But like, you know, if you want to kind of like see, like there was somebody, it was like how he basically he got like a bunch of manga. What was it? How I got N1 proficiency in a year? I think it was like a year. Okay, this guy in 2 years. Yeah, so all right, this guy, very smart guy. He talks about, that's what I say about graphic novels. Marty Friedman bought the novels. Yeah, he was into Viz magazine. He was into like Juicyca, and like so he loved like raunchy magazines. The Asians here tend to be Filipino, no Japanese I know of. So it's just funny because it's like bought the hentai and the conservative teacher promoted it. Valid learning process, but hilarious to say out loud. Yeah. Who's Marty Friedman? Marty Friedman's a guitar player. I'm a guitar player. I'm talking about music. So you might be new here. So I'm a musician. I play music. Marty Friedman is a cultural ambassador of Japan. He's opened up the Tokyo ceremonies or the marathon. Very, very new. Okay. So he talks kind of about, I mean, you won't just learn, I mean, the thing is about Japan, it's more than just simply anime. Abra was summoned, she heard hentai, and then she came. Hey, couldn't sleep. Oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah, that video I posted, Wani-chan, Marty, okay, that guy talks about from beginner to getting N1 proficiency in 2 years. N1 proficiency is basically fluent, but he read a lot of manga. He read Naruto. He wasn't doing dirty mags, but he was watching TV. He was writing words he didn't know. He was sounding them out. He was talking, and basically he read through all of like Naruto in Japanese, and like that basically got him fluent. He kind of goes over his process, you know, learning the kanji, Genki. He used manga. He was listening exercises, and anyway, talks about the JLPT test, which is the Japanese language proficiency test, and that's kind of how he got proficient. So manga, listening, speaking, immersing himself in the culture to, you know, and trying to just get as many opportunities as he could, because I don't think he really spoke Japanese with people, or had very much opportunities in this way. So anyway, very, very interesting video. The tentacles always win. Yes, tentacles be pulling. So anyway, I do love teaching. Crucify version. Wait, no. That's the music video. Hold on, Miss Teacup. I'll give you the Crucify. There was one. It's like Frankfurt. It's like Frankfurt 2001. Immerse yourselves, even the kids' cartoons. Yes. Also a reason I watch Rick Renz. I just noticed I saw that message. So anyway, yeah, that one is really cool. I love the kind of live recording. It just sounds very raw. There's also comments from me from 12 years ago. And I'm like, dude, like, listen to that scream of Mark Bowles. I love that. So effing heavy. It's like he's actually summoning, yelling of pain that they're being crucified. That's a good singer. If they can convince you what they're singing is real. That's what 12 years ago Ross said. There needs to be a new DVD. It was a recent concerts. Look how well this concert was shot. We got a new one. I thought that was well shot. Anyway, yeah. So there's comments from me from 12 years ago on that video. That's amazing to see. Had so much passion back then. I still do, but there's definitely like, you know, there's like more of a idealized, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed version of Ross there, for sure. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Yeah, Perpetual Flame is a great S tier album. I think it's like return to form. Relentless community post. I study martial arts. Yeah, I had a boxing coach, kickboxing for a bit. Never had any matches or anything. Oh, bitch. I'll get jaded when we get older. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was so much different when I was 200 years old. Now being 360 years, you know, just it's different. Things hit different. Yeah, I mean, like nothing like being immortal. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Let's see here. Okay, so Relentless. Okay, Relentless. This is still like it's a long album. Overture is alright. You know, it's just an intro. Critical Mass is really cool. It's a fucking heavy song. I love that riff. Let's see. Shot Across the Bow is cool. Look at You Now is alright. Relentless, pretty cool. It's kind of like Capricci di Diablo. Enemy Within is really cool. Night of the Vasa Order is one of these amazing instrumentals that he did. Apparently, he wrote it beginning to finish in the studio and just kind of laid everything out and all the counterpoints. It's a great song. Cage Animal is pretty cool. Into Valhalla is pretty cool. Instrumental, he plays a lot. Tides of Desire, he had the lyrics on that on the Perpetual Flame album, but then he actually released the tune. Then he did a different key of Adagio, this time B flat minor, so I had just a different kind of sound. Axe Grimes, Blinded, Cross to Bear. This is an uneven album, but it's still good. I give it like an A. I like it. Spellbound. This is the iTunes album. He had it on iTunes. It was like digital, almost digital only. Spellbound is okay. High Compression Fugue, it's whatever. Repent is Let Sleeping Dogs Lie is kind of cool. Majestic 12, Suite 1, 2, and 3 is Electric Duets, whatever. Nazca Lines, Poison Mind, Iron Blues. Turbo Amadeus from 1,000 Cuts is pretty cool. Requiem for the Lost Souls, kind of God of Wars, It is kind of like a between C and B. I kind of give it the Kermit the Frog color. Spellbound. World on Fire. This was 2016. I did see him. I saw Yngwie with Negan on this one. World on Fire is pretty cool. Sorcery's is alright. Top Down, Foot Down's alright. Abandoned's alright. Lost in the Machine, Largo, E flat minor, No Rest for the Wicked, Soldier, I like this song. Duff, 1220s. Abandoned, Slight Return, Not Music. Night Music, instrumental. This one is just kind of Constipated Onion. That's a band name. Malmsteen, The Seven Sign. Seven Sign is it is like a B plus album. Malmsteen, The Seven Sign is a B plus album. There's a lot of great tunes. There's some tunes I'm not too crazy about. Yeah, World of Fire, it's kind of a Kermit the Frog color, but a little closer. So it's like B plus plus, you know. So if you can't see the difference of that shade of green compared to the other ones, then you're not going to make it. Blue Lightning. Oh wait, Blue Lightning? Hold up. Blue Lightning, like, I don't really remember how this song goes. Foxy Lady, Demon's Eye, he already did that one. 1911 Strut, Blue Jean Blues. I don't think this is an amazing album. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It's like half covers some of his originals. Jumpin' Jack Flash. Kind of bluesy. I think he sings on a lot of it. It's just him and like drums. He kind of just does everything. Would the deep dive not work? I'm just doing this on my own. I'm doing it because I like talking about it. I did this because the Walloper wanted my top 2 albums, and so I decided to talk about every single album. This isn't a deep dive. This is just me gushing about Yngwie Malmsteen. This is like, yeah, it's like putting all my children, all of my creations, all of my Skelly men, and then lining them up to send them out to battle. Bland derivative. Blue Lightning, I kind of consider this like a C. It's like, it's not really, to me it's not, there's a couple of compositions, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not like, a whole blues album was kind of like a trip though. Hot Salad, Rat Salad. Why are we talking about Kid Charlemagne? Oh yeah, I'd rather listen to Del the Funky Homo Sapien than Wild Boar. Wait, Wild Boar. I did play Kid Charlemagne. Hold on, wait, I recognize your name. I'm sorry, hold on, I gotta apologize to you. I remember your name, Wild Boar. I was gonna add you and then send you a message. Hold on, Wild Boar, are you still there? Wait, hold on. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Hold on, Wild Boar, Steely Dan. Hold on. I need to know if you're there. I need to know. It's 5 in the morning. I gotta talk to you, Wild Boar. We gotta talk, and it's all my fault. It's all my fault. Karma, how do you know? What's up? I want to talk to Wild Boar. Did he leave? I think he said found me with the metal tag. So okay, so here's what I was doing. So here was the situation. He said Steely Dan, and then I was looking up Del the Funky Homo Sapien, If You Must, that song, and I was gonna sing that song. I was gonna rap it out. It's important to practice good hygiene if you want to roll with my team. And I said I would rather listen to Del the Funky Homo Sapien rather than all of Steely Dan. And he said, that's absurd. I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. But that's just ridiculous. Something like that. So, but the thing is, it was really funny. First off, it was really funny to say I would rather listen to Del the Funky Homo Sapien than all of Steely Dan. That was just a ridiculous thing for me to say. And so, I'm sorry, Wild Boar. I did say that. But it kind of was true. It kind of was true because I did want to listen to that song at that time more than all of Steely Dan because I was gearing up to play that song. But on the other hand, I did play Kid Charlemagne right after that. So like it wasn't that I was writing off all of Steely Dan. So I hope you can understand. I hope you can forgive me for being silly in that way. I didn't mean to offend. 80s or 90s. I just remember If You Must was on it was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I think it was 90s. Da-da-da, 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 da-da. Yeah. So anyway, I messed up. I messed up for sure. For sure. All right, so Parabellum, this is the last Yngwie album so far. There's not even a wiki on it. And I can't even remember like any of the songs. It was just kind of eh. It was a COVID album. It was instrumental. He painted a piece. I know he was doing like kind of the NFT of like his picture as well. You know, and so he, but I mean, a lot of the shredders were kind of experimenting with digital assets. Thing is, it's early as far as like you know, the blockchain technology and things like that. The idea not really like there. So it was just kind of a, to me, it wasn't necessarily a phoned in album, but like I just don't really consider it like his greatest work. I don't think it has anything to do with like the NFT part. I think also it's just is Ross Buckethead? Am I the Buckethead? When I play LeBrontron, do I go, I am the Buckethead? If I were, I would be using something. I'd be making this guy talk. A song about the caveman. All right. So this is my tier list. This is the best lesson of hentai Japanese lessons as a ploy. Have you ever? You've never seen both of them in the same room? What are you guys doing? I'm getting found out. All right, so. All right, I think I've figured basically Yngwie's best era was from 1984 to 1990. And then he came back with Perpetual Flame. And I think his work has definitely taken a dip. But that's fine. That's fine. I think he had a good period in early 2010s and late 2000s. But he's had solid work throughout the 90s and 2000s. Now, because he's still alive, that is true. I love Yngwie. Like, you know, he is like my favorite guitar player, and like he's always gonna be like my favorite. I think he's misunderstood. I think he's like the Doctor. He's almost ready for a new form. You know, like if I were thinking about, like, if I were Yngwie, I want a new album. I want a new album. Parabellum was what, 2022, 2020 maybe. It's been a few years. It was 2021. So at this point, I want. There's been some live albums. Tokyo Live was 2025. It's it's just not like, it's not it. Parabellum was like okay, you know. A blues album was kind of interesting because I mean people did like, they're like, hey, like a blues album. Um, I think another concerto would, like, if I were him, just soak in the hot tub though. Already paved a path. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Just get a nice bed, go to sleep. He's good. Jimmy Castor, bunch of troglodyte. Yeah, I would do another concerto. I would do another concerto or symphony. The symphony of guitar, the magic guitar. Do like Mozart's magic flute, but the magic guitar, the magic axe. His wife wrote a children's book, and he did like kind of this like fairy tale kind of music for it, very minimal guitar stuff. Um, so it feels very like, yeah. Yngwie and Gary Moore, I don't think they ever worked together. Yeah, so it's compilations and stuff. Like, let's see. Did a lot of guest appearances. Um, yeah, I think like a second concerto would be interesting. Just a new metal album would be, not new metal, but like a new neoclassical metal album would be cool. If he, I think Jeff Scott Soto reached out and was like, "Yeah, I'd like to work again with you." I think he wanted to bury the hatchet. That would be cool if they did something together again. You know, there's not really an Yngwie documentary. I mean, he's done interviews and stuff, but it's like, you know, yeah. But if I were like thinking about like if what to do next or what new to do, you know, it's like he's already done. He's also a vampire. I mean, he's slimmed a lot. He slimmed a lot. I mean, the thing is, he's like, he rides around in Miami in his Ferrari, and I got a buddy. He works at a guitar shop down there, and like he told me, oh yeah, Yngwie was over here. He was selling one of his Ferraris. He was like closing on that, and he was selling some of his guitars, and they nearly towed him. You know, I don't know. He was like telling me stories about, you know, him showing up, and I never got to meet him. I did see him a bunch of times. Yeah, yeah, he's a Floridian. He's been down there since like the '80s. Um, yeah. So He's in like Fort Lauderdale. It was like pretty close to Miami. Yeah. So I've been in the guitar shop that like he does a lot of business in. So his black Ferrari he sold there, and then you know, I wanted to try one of his guitars out down there, but like already sold or something. It was like a guy who I think it was a guy from Dubai or something. I don't know. Like snatched his guitar before I could. So anyway, but that was an awesome store. So literally the best guitar store I've ever been to. I've been to pretty good guitar stores. Bizarre Guitar in Reno, Nevada is also excellent. That one, when I did Rock of Ages in Reno, Nevada, it was pretty close. I think the store might have been in Sparks or something. Sparks, like a neighboring town. Do buy myself a different guitar. I would, you know what? I would get another one of these. I think, like, if I just look online, I don't know. I should just look online and see if there's a. See if there's another red Strat. I'm a red Strat guy, man. Let's see. Made in Japan, red Stratocaster. I'm gonna look up. It depends on the year, though. Yeah, some of these. 1989. That's like kind of the. I think that's the year of mine. That's $1,000. I got this for like $600. I got this for like 500 or $600. Get the fuck out of here. Not candy apple red. I don't want candy apple. I don't want candy. I just want red. Red, red, red. You could get a parts caster to build a guitar. I mean, you just need pickups, some wiring, some way to house the strings and adjust the tensions and things. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about it. Smooth it out, polish it up. Made in Japan Squire. Not Fiesta Red. People get that wrong. I know I adjusted the colors and they're like, hey, nice Fiesta Red Strat. It's not Fiesta Red. It's just red. Red. Fire truck red. Just red, red, red. Is it kind of pink? Hey, Miss Vulgar, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the jokes. I'm just looking at guitars now. I don't usually look at guitars. I'm at a guitar store, then I'll just like paint the town red. All right, you know what? I do gotta go to bed though. So let's see here. We're gonna go to bed. Going to bread. Pumpkin time, everyone. So yeah. All right. It's like 5:30. Thank you all, everybody. I should be on tomorrow night. So let's see who's on. Holy shit, dude. I was just about to end. What the fuck? Psychophase. Oh my gosh. Oh, what do you guys want? What do you guys want? Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna play a fucking song. God damn it, man. You got me before I could get you. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I got my ass kicked in Nightreign. I ranked all of the Yngwie albums. I taught about learning Japanese through hentai. How you can gain fluency that way. And I taught somebody asked for dating advice, and yeah, actually it's true. Marty Freeman got Japanese fluency through reading dirty mags, and Raider X never raised. Well, I don't know Raider X. I've never checked him out. I don't know if he's on. I learned Japanese from hentai. Took my headphones off, turned back on, heard some heinous shit. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm just recapping. Dating advice. I forgot what I said. I think I said just yeah, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Kind of skip that. Jimmy bum sex. Somebody asked me for advice. I said it was a lot different back in the 1700s. Yeah, it was a lot different in the 1700s. Yeah, play a lot of Castlevania music for the one you love, and if she backs away, then she's not the one. Let it be. Let her be. All right, we're gonna play something from Ys Origins called Genesis Beyond the Beginning. Hold up, he said, turns out she had a pernus. Pernus? Yeah, pernus? Malign Midget, what's up? You think I'm pretending to play the guitar? Yeah, it's a stupid joke. No joke, man. I actually think you're pretending to play the guitar. Shut up, you stupid idiot. Spaying? Alligator? Alligator? Alligator meat? Alligator shoes? Gordo and make a sexy chick? What the heck? What the heck, man? This is some wild stuff. That's why I like the psycho chat, because they're funny. I don't know. You think they're pretending to watch? Oh, that's pretty good. Malign Midget, really funny. Yeah, you know what? Hey, you're pretending to watch. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen. Hey, Spayine. Hey, Spyini. Hey, Spyini. Hey, dumb name. Hey, doo-doo breath. Hey, dummy. You're pretending to watch. Hey, you think I'm just pretending to play guitar? I think you're just pretending to watch. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. They think Rick is AI. Are we gonna play Rock and Roll McDonald's? I'm just like saying Rock and Roll McDonald's before man, the sun's gonna come up and vanquish me. That's a problem. That is a problem. Alright. Dean is up. I am not real. I am the morning light. I'm a bright and sunny person. I am Sunny D Light. Hope you're successful in your career. Thank you, Russet Potatoes. Oh wait, no, what's your name? Russ Catcher. Thank you. We have similar sounding names. Sometimes people mispronounce my name as Russ. Russ? Like it's an O. Ross. But I don't get that mad. I don't even really furrow my eyebrows. I just go, it's Ross. You know. But sometimes I might furrow my brows. And they're like, okay. And like, I don't really like, I don't know, maybe I just have like dark aura that like penetrates people. I think I pierce people. Do I live close to the ocean? I do. Fairly. Negative. I'm pops. Yeah, but I think sometimes people respond, they get affected by my words. They get affected by my word. Like they're like, okay, geez, I messed up your name. I don't mean to react so hard. I don't mean to react so hard. I don't know how to like soften the blow. I try. I don't practice that much in the mirror, but like I go like I go, oh man, like Taco Bell. I don't know, maybe because like I've dealt with Taco Bell too much, and it's like they're like, what's your name? Rox? Your name's Rox? I'm like, it's Ross, and they're like, whoa, and like they get knocked out, and it's like, dang, man, oh shit. Gordo has the same problem. One infection. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to lessen the blow. I have a brother named Ross. Love him so much. Thank you. Thank you for loving Rosses. There's not many of them. My inflection is brutal sometimes. Well, sometimes I do mean it. Sometimes I do mean it, but when I'm trying to, I'm just, you know, like, okay, like people like emojis, right? Like, okay, hold on. I'm just gonna write a message. I'm gonna write a message. I'm gonna write, here we go. Does that come off like really intense? Incorrect. My name is Rob. Yes, jerk. How dare you? Oh man. All right. Oh yeah, you got my name wrong for 9 years. It's wrong. Lowercase though. Period. Punctuation. Bam. Oh yeah, forgot to mention. You got my name wrong for 9 years. Ah. Oh jeez. Oh man. Nailed it. Holy crap. Alright, I'm gonna play this song. Okay, cool. I put my G string on backwards. Wow. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna raid out. Thank you so much, Psycho Face, for raiding. And yeah, thank you for putting up with my shenanigans. Everyone, thank you. I love you all. I hope that means something. Hope that cuts through, even though, you know, there's a lot of things that eat away at you. Thank you for having my back. Really appreciate it. I hope you feel that. I hope that was sincere. I hope that, you know, smoothed everything over. And, you know, all that. Love you. Yeah, thank you. Ah, cool live stream. Thank you, Broken Strings. Broken String. Wow, okay, you got a really clever name, actually. I thought it was just Baroque Strings, but Broken Strings? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Sometimes when I read, I learn things. Just so you guys know, I know a lot of things about a lot of things. And the thing I know, it's very late. And so I'm going to go ahead and raid out on Twitch. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're going to raid out to Asuna Karaoke. She's doing Card Captor Sakura cosplay. Pork Chop Express. All right, we're raiding out to her. Kick your shoes off, some relax your socks. All right, everyone behave. Asuna's very nice, and you know, she's got a clean stream, so you know, hope you all have a good night. Hope you all have a safe time until next time we meet again. Until the next degenerate late night stream. I'll get you next time, Psycho Face. You may have got me edged out just by a couple of seconds. So, you're enjoying the KFC this time, but it will be I that enjoys the KFC next time. Ah! Alright, rating. Peace.
ありがとう。嬉しいな。嬉しいな。I bet Asna sleep so cute.